What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is a video review of the Nerf Ultra Select. The Ultra Select is a fully automatic flywheel magazine-fed blaster in the Ultra series. It's essentially the Ultra Rapidstrike with a really cool magazine carriage system and new, more accurate Ultra darts. Let's get into it. Included is the blaster, 2 magazines, 2 types of darts, and instructions. External overview of the Ultra Select. Starting up at the front, there's no in-strike barrel lug. This is an Ultra blaster. Above the muzzle is a fixed front sight, as well as a sling mount, and moving down is a slide to move the magazine carriage system. This magazine carriage system features 2 magazines. You're only firing from one at a time, but when you move this slide, the magazine shifts from left to right. And the whole gimmick behind the magazine carriage system is because the Ultra Select comes with 2 different types of ammo. The original Nerf Ultra darts and these new Ultra darts, which are supposed to be more accurate. They have more squared off heads with silver foam instead of black, and they are more accurate. They do group more tightly than the original Ultra darts. So the idea is to load up each magazine with a different type of ammo and move back and forth between when you want less accurate darts and when you want more accurate darts. The solution is to only use accurate darts, obviously, so it's a total gimmick, but it's a functional gimmick. So this orange thing is how you move from right to left magazine. Moving back to the magwell itself, it's an interesting magwell because there's sort of 2 magazine holders. The magazine releases in the rear of the magazine, which makes taking it out very simple. Moving on to the magazines themselves, these are standard Ultra mags now. They match the Ferro magazines perfectly. Each of the mags holds 10 darts, so you sort of have a loaded capacity of 20 darts. That is the magwell and the carriage system. More on that in my opinion. Above the magwell is an access door, so you can open that up to clear out jams and malfunctions. However, I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster, which, given the complexity of the magazine carriage system, surprised me. Above that is a carry handle, and on top of that is an in-strike tactical rail. So if you want to put on a red dot or an optic or something, you totally can. Moving down to the primary trigger, the trigger pull feels pretty standard. This blaster uses an injection arm feeding system, just like the Rapidstrike. It does not use the feeding wheel like on the Hyperfire. Because of that, it's relatively straightforward to only fire off 1 dart at a time. It does not have a selector switch. It is always fully automatic, but you can pretty reasonably fire off 1 at a time if you want to. And below the firing trigger is the rev trigger. Being a flywheel power blaster, of course, you hold that for a moment before firing. Now down to the grip. The grip itself is modeled after other Ultra blasters. If you like how other Ultra blasters feel, you're probably going to like this one. But if you like how other Ultra blasters feel, what species are you? They're so uncomfortable. I don't like a single one of them. This rear bulge just pops out way too much. It's not a very comfortable grip for me. However, when I looked at the pictures of this, I thought it was going to be way less comfortable than it is. The front knuckle protector actually doesn't affect my grip as much as I thought it was going to. Of course, it would be more comfortable if you just completely ripped that off, but it's actually not that bad. The primary trigger and the rev trigger are set up in a kind of a weird way. It's just not a very comfortable grip for me, but I don't think the grip is going to be the reason you buy or you don't buy this one. I think it'll be everything else. And at the bottom of the grip, we have a sling mount right here. Moving on the left side of the blaster, you have the battery tray. The blaster requires 6 C-type batteries, and they go back here. Moving on, the stock itself is fixed and it's not adjustable. And we have more sling mounts right here and right here. Sling mounts all over the place, which I like to see. That is an external overview of the Ultra Select. Now I will show you it firing. Starting with normal Ultra darts. Now switching to the new, more accurate Ultra darts. Using the Ultra Select went largely as expected. I am actually a little impressed at the magazine carriage system. I was expecting to have some issues with it, but I didn't experience any problems at all. It takes a little getting used to, and as someone who fidgets with their left hand, I kept accidentally moving the magazines, so you might have to rework your muscle memory to make sure you're not constantly switching to an empty magazine by accident. So the magazine carriage system is new, and it took a little getting used to. Everything else is pretty standard. Operating the Ultra Select feels like operating a really big Rapidstrike, and I did not experience any jams and malfunctions with this blaster. To compare this blaster to other Ultra blasters, I put it up on my chronograph. And with standard black Nerf Ultra darts, achieved an average velocity of 82 feet per second. And with the new silver, more accurate Ultra darts, achieved an average velocity of 91 feet per second. The Ultra norm right now with the original black Ultra darts is between 90 and 100 FPS, so this is shooting a little slow. So that's the objective information I can provide on the Ultra Select. Now to my personal opinion. Overall, I think this blaster does what it's trying to do within the Ultra series. I did not experience jams and malfunctions. The magazine carriage system works better than I expected, and it actually works quite well. Now, is it a useful, functional thing that you have to have on your Nerf blaster? Absolutely not. It's a total gimmick. But it's a functional, well-executed gimmick, so I don't think we should complain about that type of innovation. So it's a pretty cool innovation, but it's also the innovation that would prevent me from using a blaster like this, because I just don't want to deal with this during a fight. I like simple, tested technology. I don't want to have to deal with this or remember where my loaded ammo is on the left or the right. It might not sound like a big deal, but if you're not going to really use this, it is just in the way. And the ergonomics of the blaster are really not up my alley. My hands are too big for this grip. I think it's just a little uncomfortable. Overall, they got really close. It's not as bad as other Ultra blasters. It's a pretty cool proof of concept for the mag carriage system, and it's pretty well executed. But for me personally, I'm not going to use a fully automatic blaster when 10-round magazines are all that's available on the market. Compared to the Nerf Elite series, which has every magazine from 6 all the way up to 50 rounds. A 10-round magazine just goes by so fast with a fully automatic blaster like this. Until they have higher capacity magazines, I would not consider using a full auto blaster like this one. So my personal opinion of this is sort of, it's a gimmick, it works pretty well, but it's definitely not for me. In my opinion on the new ammo. The new ammo claims to be more accurate, and it is more accurate. They do group more tightly than the original Ultra Darts. But the original Ultra Darts are pretty terrible. They fly all over. Yes, they improved it, but I feel like they shouldn't have ever produced this one. This should have been the original Ultra Dart. If it were, maybe somebody somewhere would actually like Ultra, but from my perspective, everyone hates Ultra. So they are more accurate, but they're still not very stable. If you watch them in the air, they wobble considerably. So it's not like an excellent design, it's just better than the original. So kind of fragmented opinion on this one. I think it's great that Hasbro's innovating and they're not just repeating old technology. This magazine carriage system is pretty cool. And we complained profusely about the original Ultra Darts, so they came out with a more accurate one. Are these innovations representative of a new Hasbro that's actually listening to the community and what we want in their products? I'm not sure. So there are bits and pieces of the Ultra Select that I like, but overall I wouldn't really recommend you go out and purchase one of these. I would still recommend a Nerf Elite blaster or a rival blaster. I still, even with this innovation, I don't see a place for Ultra. But maybe you do, so hopefully I've laid out all the objective information for you to make an educated purchase decision on your own. If you'd like to buy one of these, I'll put a purchase link in the description box below. That's it for this video review. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.